cold today. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I turned £540 into £2,120 profit. So today we're going to run you through the best sales of the year for me. I'm going to go through my top 10 highest value ticket sale items. We're going to jump straight in at number 10. So number 10 is a Burberry. You'll see it on the screen here somewhere. I'll try and chuck it on. It is a Burberry quilted purple jacket. I paid £20. I know exactly where I got every single one of these items. I paid £20 for this at a charity shop in my town centre, which is notoriously expensive. I paid £20 for it, and it went to America. And the sale price was £193.25. But the net sales, so what we're looking at here, is £149.53. So when I did the 2,120, I rounded up most of them, so they're not got all these pence in, etc. But this is based on net sales and not sale price. So yeah, it's a bit more accurate. So number 10 is a Burberry quilted jacket. I paid £20 for it, and it sold to America for £149.53. So obviously if we take out that £20 sale price, cost price, sorry, we're looking at £129.53p profit. Not bad for a number 10. So next up at number 9, we have some Nike Huaraches. Now these are the most disgusting colorway I have ever seen on a pair of Huaraches. I bought 4 of these from a Nike outlet store for £20 a pop. They all sold, and they sold in total. So I paid £20 a piece. I bought 4, so that's £80 cost price, and I sold them all for £168.32. So, you know, when you go into these clearance sales or these outlet stores, you don't make as much profit, but it's easy listings. And these sold actually within, I put them in the attic. I thought these are going to take ages to sell, and they actually all sold within, I want to say, 2 months. So some really good profit there. I basically doubled my money on basically all of the items there. So that at number 9 is 4 pairs of Nike Huaraches. You'll see it again on the screen here. Really horrible colorway. Wasn't a big fan of this item, but they all sold very, very quickly. Next up at number 8, we sold a Ossier, bear with me a second, Ossier Unloader 1X knee brace. Now I shouted out Chaddy Pete on my Instagram, link here, or at least show you what my Instagram is if you want to follow me. Shout out Chaddy Pete. Ages and ages ago, probably close to a year ago, I found one of these in a charity shop after watching one of his videos. I had it in my unlisted pile for 12 months. I listed it and it sold within a week or 2. And I paid £5, and I was at a charity shop with my brother. I paid £5 for this. It came with a netting and the instructions. These retail for £645, so you know there's some serious value there. I sold it for just over £200, so 202. So my net sales price there is £168, £34 in fees. Wild. But anyway, £5 cost, and I sold it for £168, so that's £165 profit on one item. Can grumble. And that is number 8 on the list. So number 7 on my list is a Shure wired SM7B. Now we all know with the Flip Room and a bunch of other numerous podcasts in different genres, but Flip Room for us, and Luxury Pickers also do a podcast as well. But podcasts are huge at the moment. I went to a local tabletop sale. There was a bunch, not tabletop, sorry, one of those jumble trails. And the last one we went to, I wasn't even going to get out of the car. I couldn't be bothered. It wasn't very good. The last one I went to, I spent £120 on this microphone and a little box like this. Now this little box sold for £100. So I'm going to just put that the cost of this Shure microphone was £40, because the other one sold within an hour and it was £100 like that. So we'll say the cost price of this Shure microphone was £40, and it sold for £222.99, giving me a net sales value of £185.17, putting us at number 7. Now, like I say, jumble trails are really good fun. I love going to them. Sometimes they can be hit, sometimes they can be missed. But this is one I went to with the wife with, and it was a really big hit at this one. Like I said, I bought this little microphone box thing. I think it connected to this microphone, and that's all for £100 within like 20 minutes of listing. So that is 40 into £185. So next up on my list at number 6, we have a Thrustmaster T300 RS steering wheel. So this went on the PS3, the PS4, I believe. No, I didn't. It was and the PC. I thought maybe a PS5, but it was PS3, PS4, PS5. Now I know exactly where I got this. I got this from a little town 20 minutes up the road from me called Church Stretton. I paid £80 for this. They had it listed at 110, and I basically just said to them, "Oh, you know, how long has it been there?" And they were like, "Oh, it's been there for about 2 weeks." And I was like, is there any movement on the price? I don't normally do it, but I was like, do you know what? It's a big ticket item. Would you be budgeting? She said, "Tell you what, we'll do it for 85." And I said, "Look, I'm not one to barter with charity." Well, actually, I am. I tell her like I am a barterer. But basically, she did it for 80 quid. So I sold this Thrustmaster for I bought it for 80, sorry, and it sold for £228, which gives me, after fees, £187. So after fees, postage, etc., I reckon I made about £80 to £90 profit on that item. So obviously I paid up a lot for this one, but I got a good return as well, and that sold within maybe 1 or 2 months. It was a relatively quick sell. It's very, very cold here today. Next up, we're getting into it now. Number 5. This is one of my favourite ever sales, and it's because of number 4, which you'll see in a minute, that this sale came about. But basically I was on Vinted and I was like, oh, what do they sell on here? What have I sold before? And I looked for some lawn bowls. Give a bit of a spoiler for number 4 here. But I was looking for lawn bowls and I found these. These are some Thomas Taylor Vector size 4 Rhino logo balls, and they're coloured green. Now, if you know much about bowls, you can get some very high-end ones, but the coloured ones are the ones that you want to get. 99.9% of the time, coloured bowls will make you some money if you can get them good enough price. So these I paid £75 for on Vinted, all in. So with fees, with postage, £75. He had these listed at 180. I just sent him an offer because they'd been on there for like 6 months and nobody had picked them up at 100, and I think he had them at 170 or 180, and I sent him a message just saying, "Hi mate, what's the lowest you would do?" He said 85, and I was like, do you know what, if you could do 70, I'll buy them right now. And after fees it took it to £75. These sold within 24 hours and they sold for £242.99. What a sale. And after fees, that netted me £204.73. Now obviously if you take off the £75 cost price, you're looking at £125 there, pure profit. So can't complain. Right, now number 4, a little bit of a teaser from number 5 there, is some Henselite Tiger lawn bowls, size 0, heavy. And these were with the carry case. Now, like I said, I can tell you exactly where I picked up every single one of these items. So I was down south and I was talking to my mate on the phone for a little while, and I was trying to find the location. I was a delivery driver for a little bit, and I was trying to find the location of this place that I was delivering these donuts, and I spotted a Bernardo's a stone's throw away from this delivery. So I made my delivery and I jumped over to Bernardo's. Now I was bossing for the toilet at this point, and I walked in and I was like, oh, there's no signal, this is annoying. So I was in the charity shop and I saw these bowls and they were listed at £25, and I was like, oh, 25 quid, I wonder what they actually sell for. So I took a picture of them, and I took a picture of a Ralph Lauren cardigan which sold for, I think I paid £5 for it. It sold for like 30 quid, but with pretty quickly, so it wasn't such a bad flip. But I was bossing for a toilet, so I left the shop, drove 10 minutes down the road, jumped out in a field, went to the toilet, did a little bit of research, and these bowls sell for money. Henselite Tiger bowls, be on the lookout, they are fire. So anyway, I drove all the way back to the Bernardo's, picked up the bowls for £25, and they sold within 48 hours, and they sold for £252.98. So after fees, that is £213.16. So after the £25 cost price, as you can see, I made around £180, maybe a little bit more after postage. £180 in 2 days just on bowls there. So number 4 and number 5 on the list, bowls. Be on the lookout. So now we're getting on to our top 3. At number 3, we sold a Burton AK Gore-Tex jacket, brand new with tags, and I was at my local car boot. I say local, it's about 45 minutes away, but it's relatively local. I go there every Saturday. Recently been a bit of a miss, but you know, we get some hitters. So this lady was selling off this jacket, £45. No, she wanted £50, sorry. And then she also had different colours. So the jacket was black, I'll put a picture here, and some orange or yellowy orange trousers. She wanted £50 a piece. I did a little bit of research, and some of these were selling for 100 plus pre-owned. So I was like, you know what, if you do them for 80, I'll buy both. She came back and countered, I'll do them for 90 at both. I had another reseller circling, doing his research. He wanted in on it as well. So I made the deal ASAP Rocky. I paid £90 for both. So this jacket cost me £45 and it sold for £272.98. So after fees, that is looking like £230 and 3 pence. Now I paid £45 for it. So again, another good £175, £180 profit after fees. So next up, number 2 isn't as impressive as you may think it is. We have an OLED Nintendo Switch, brand new, and it had the Zelda game with it, all brand spanking new. So a friend of mine, his mum had purchased a contract phone. She got this Switch with it for free. I paid £165, I believe it was, for it, and it sold for £277.99. So after fees, that puts it at £254 and 61 pence. So realistically, after cost price, I think I calculated I made about £60 on that. It did sell within 4 weeks, so £60. There was a big outlay there for not a huge return, but sometimes in this game you've got to take the highs with the lows. I still think it was a good price. It was still good profit. It sold relatively quickly. It just isn't as impressive as the next one. So that was number 2. So number 1 is a literal, just incredible sale, incredible profit. This is just the best thing I've done. So we were walking through our local charity shop. It's a Salvation Army and it's a donation center. And as we were walking through the door, on the left hand side there is a big basket of plush toys. Don't really pay too much attention to those. The wife and the daughter, they do a little bit more with that sort of thing, so they have a little look through. But as we were walking through, the wife said to me, oh, there's like a little stereo unit there, maybe you should check that out. So I quickly comped the words cocktail audio and just searched eBay, and they were coming up with sales of £100 to £150, and I was like, all right, cool, let's ask the manager how much they want for it. It hadn't been pat tested, so I was running a little bit of a risk, but he just said, oh, it hasn't been pat tested, I don't know why it's here, it should be out the back, you can have it for £5. I was like, absolutely, I'll take it for a £5. Spares or repairs, minimum you're looking at 40 quid, 50 quid probably at this point. So wow, what a sale. I had it listed, I did all the testing, sorry, and it turns out, I'll put the pictures on the screen here, it's a Cocktail Audio X10 Hi-Fi component music streamer, CD ripper, which I think is what sells it for such high volume, a storage of 2 terabytes. So this thing, you can put all your CDs in, you can burn those CDs, the original CDs, onto the hard drive, and then you don't need the CD anymore and you can just play it through the hard drive. It's a really cool bit of kit, and these retail are very, very expensive. I had this listed for around, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks, and I had it listed at £500, and I came to an agreement with a buyer, and this sold for £402.99. Remember, I paid £5 for this, and it sold very quickly. The fees on this were the fees on this were £43.88, which leaves me a total after fees of £359.11. £359. That, after postage and etc., is essentially £345 pure profit on one item. Now, this isn't me going, oh, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that. It's just really cool to know that you can still get these deals in charity shops. Not very often, and usually you have to take more of a risk because they haven't been pat tested, etc., like I did. There is all this could have just not worked. Like, there is all for all intents and purposes, this could have just been a dud. It might not have even turned on. So I was risking it a little bit, but obviously I still would have made a few quid. So there. Number one, cocktail audio. Be on the lookout. It is something I've only ever found once, and I probably won't find again for a very, very, very long time. So yeah, this is how I turned £540 into £2,120 profit. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I just want to massively shout out everybody who shared, liked, subscribed the last video. It is my best performing video, without a doubt. 100% country mile, the best. Thank you very much for everybody who's watched. Peace out and have a great day.